to The Flash. The Flash Return. Sorry. The Season 4, Episode 1, The Flash Reborn. Barry is brought out of the Speed Force to help fight an armored villain, but he isn't the same person.
What?
So what did you think of this episode of The Flash?
I thought it was okay.
Okay. It was okay, he says. What did and didn't you like about it?
I liked everything except for one thing. Barry's return.
Barry's rebirth.
Reborn. Get it right, pal.
Well, I mean, he refers to it in the episode as a rebirth.
I know.
So.
Get it? Because, Flash Rebirth.
Like how they did Flashpoint last season, and now they're doing Rebirth? What?
Dude, Flash Rebirth was super good, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, it was a good episode. It just bugs me that they would, have such a dramatic ending. Probably Flash's, best season ender, in my opinion. I thought it was pretty great. And then, they just figure a way to get him out in the first episode. I'm just like, dude, why not just do half a season without him?
I feel like, yeah. So one of the things I put in my notes is the reality of doing that with a TV show where you have your main actor essentially ousted for half a season. Like, it's so hard to do, logistically, I think, with money and all that's involved.
No. You can do it, right? But, you do it in a smart way, right? You shoot scenes from within the fucking Speed Force.
Right, and
you show him, you kind of show where he is and stuff. And then you go from there, essentially.
Yeah, show how when he came out, how he got there, how he got to that mind state in that place, and what.
Right.
Because you could tell, there were things he suffered in there, things that he was reliving, and I'm guilty or whatever, something with the courtroom and things like that. You can show those things.
Right. There's so many things that they could have done, right? And yet they didn't do, and they're just like, oh, yeah, we need him back this episode. And I thought that was a mistake. I don't agree with that decision.
Yeah, and it just seemed like it was, too quick almost. Again, just like Flashpoint. Too quick.
Right. You had to build the audience's anticipation for this big reunion. This moment where you've seen Iris struggle. You've seen her at her lowest point possible.
Right.
And then Barry shows up, and then everything's better for her. And then you would get this, deep emotional, connection there. And, that was the biggest missed opportunity right there. And it seems like, yeah, Joe seems like he was struggling, but it was kind of it was almost so, lackluster. It doesn't really even feel like he was gone for that long. It feels like he was kidnapped for a week and they brought him back.
Right. We really don't get enough of Iris, kind of trying, obviously we see her as kind of the team leader now, and we see her giving up. She's given up. She doesn't think Barry's ever coming back.
Dude, so. Okay, that's another thing that bugged me. Where does she learn all these skills, dude? Where does she learn how to run the comms and run the computers and shit, right. And do the GPS tracking and stuff? How did she learn all that shit? She didn't know that shit before.
Hey man, it's been months. Maybe she learned it off camera.
Dude.
You tell me this stuff all the time.
No, that does not work though.
Well, I mean, just because we don't see it doesn't mean it didn't happen.
I'm going to document this day and time.
No, I mean, I agree with you, but I'm just using that argument that you use with me all the time. Is they have to show you or else you don't know. You can't just assume things happen. You can whistle past it, I guess, and if it helps you understand.
I feel like a lot of the examples, though, it's she's just a completely different person. She has all these, she was always smart. She always had, the detective reporter instinct, but she never, ever showed any inclination of, technology smarts and stuff like that.
Well, yeah. And
that's what bugs me. It's That is just weird.
And in addition to all that is like Barry told her to keep running, to keep going, like, and she interpreted that to mean what, run the team? Like, I don't think that's what he meant.
No, probably not.
Like, and I don't think he was saying give up on me, and she just gave up on him. Like she's like, he's not coming back, Dad. All we can do is just keep living our lives and blah blah blah. And like Matt, I didn't understand why she was mad at Cisco like at all.
Yeah,
like,
that didn't even make sense.
Maybe because like the false hope or whatever, but it's fucking Cisco. Like he can vibe into other fucking like places. Like
he's gotten Barry out of the Speed Force before.
You know, and it's like, oh, well, what if it takes Wally? Oh, shut the fuck up. Like, okay. But
I thought that would have been the logical thing to do, is replace him for a little bit.
I mean, and then the other thing, right? We just didn't get nearly enough Cisco Wally. Like,
right?
And what we got was so good. It's like, we could have had that over the course of a couple episodes and things like that. And it would have been amazing. Like, just seeing them interact, you know, like, oh, Team Kid Flash. And he's like, no, that doesn't work. And like, it could have been, we could have got a lot out of that, you know, and it's like there's all these opportunities to get so much more out of these characters and relationships and interactions, you know, in the absence of Barry, and they just were like, no, we need to bring the flashback right away, you know. I mean, it makes sense. The show is called The Flash, but
yeah, I mean, okay, maybe I'm over, you know, extending with saying half a season. Maybe just like over like 6 episodes he's gone for or something, you know, something more than just 1 episode, 2 episodes, 3 episodes. I'd say like 3 would be the bare minimum, because within 3 episodes you could get the grasp of like the depths to like what Iris has fallen to. This, you don't even understand. You're just like obviously she's holding it in,
right,
but like you don't ever get an understanding of like what she's exactly gone through mentally, emotionally. Yeah. None of that stuff. You don't get that from anybody. All you know is that everybody just misses Barry. Right. Okay? People miss me when I go on vacation. The fuck does that mean?
Like, and then the other thing, too, like, and Supergirl did this, too. Like, it's like both shows, you know, had a character that someone needed to get through to them. And in Supergirl, it should have been Alex who got through to Kara. Because John, let's face it, he's never been like a father really to Kara. Like,
yeah, they kind of have. They've gone over that a little bit.
But you know, she's way closer to her sister. It should have been her sister who got through to her. Just like in this, Iris tried to get through to Barry, and he's just still crazy. But then after she gets captured, it's Joe. Was it Joe? Joe got through to him. He was like, "It's Iris is captured," and then you know he ignores him for a little bit, and then all of a sudden he's Barry again. You know. And like, well, I understand Joe getting through to him.
It wasn't Joe that got through to him. It was the mention that Iris was in danger.
Right. But I don't know. I think it would speak more to him if like Iris was like, I love you, blah, 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 you know, and that kind of re-triggered him, as opposed to like, oh, now I have to go be the Flash. Like, it should have been more about being Barry than being the Flash that brought him back.
Nah, I disagree with that. I thought it was a good way to bring him back. But then again, it's all pacing issues. This episode was riddled with pacing issues. What do you think about the samurai android?
I thought the samurai was a bit terrifying because he had like terrifying sword abilities,
right?
And a jetpack. Like
the jetpack was a good addition.
Yeah,
I was like, dude, that is the coolest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't mind the samurai. Like obviously, he was a tool to force Barry to come back. And we find out later it's like the Thinker that is making that happen, essentially building the android to get Barry back. Why does he want the Flash in this world? Who knows? Like, I guess we'll find that out. But yeah, he sent the samurai, and then we get like some stuff with Caitlin working at a bar.
Yeah, you see. Yeah, I got a feeling that she's in too deep with somebody.
Yeah. And
now she's coming back to Team Flash. Great. I'm actually really glad for that. But you still see that she's still struggling between being Caitlin and being Killer Frost. The Killer Frost side comes out of her, but Caitlin fights back in order to take control. It's almost like a Firestorm situation where there's two parts to her, essentially. But in Firestorm's case, one can't take over.
Right.
You know, only the body has control of everything.
Right.
You know, it's not like Martin can take control of the body.
He can't leave the body,
right?
Like, without the consent of Jax, essentially in this universe. But we do get Wally finally in the Flash costume, if only for a little bit.
Right.
to try to trick the samurai. Doesn't work.
Haha,
it
the old
was,
switcheroo.
it was good seeing him as the Flash. You kind of just wish they would have done that from the start, so people. Then there'd be no need for the samurai. Really, there would be no need for bring the Flash. Like nobody would ever question that he was gone if Wally was being the Flash.
Well, the Thinker has some sort of knowledge of the future, though.
Right. Yeah. That's
Almost had like the Gideon system.
right.
I don't know exactly what sort of thing he's running though.
Yeah.
Maybe this is how Barry learns how to build Gideon.
Maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we do know that Barry does build Gideon.
Right.
Builds the AI.
Right.
In this universe.
That is true. But yeah, so I mean, it's good to see Caitlin back on the team, but we know there's going to be some problems because she kind of can't control herself sometimes. So I guess we'll see what happens with that. What do you think of the new suit?
I love it.
Yeah, the new suit is pretty fucking cool. I like it almost as much as I like Barry's beard that they shaved off.
Sons of bitches.
Did you like that beard? I thought he looked pretty good with a beard.
He did look pretty good with the beard. I was a little jealous.
Yeah,
I was like, I wish I had a beard.
I would fuck Grant Gustin right now.
Oh, God. What is happening?
Nothing. But yeah, Rebirth, blah, blah, blah. DeVoe, the Thinker. That's pretty much the episode, like, to be honest. So despite all the kind of problems with Barry coming back so soon, what are your overall thoughts? Like, what would you grade the episode?
I can give it like a 7.5.
A 7.5. That's probably one of the lowest premiere Flash grades that you've ever given.
Yeah.
Doesn't
mean it was a bad episode. Just means
no.
it was like a good episode.
Yeah. It's a okay episode. Across the yeah. I'd give it just an 8. I think it was a proficient episode. Proficient.
Proficient.
Yeah. So